Hey, this is Jonathan Boshoff, and here's a quick tutorial on how to generate your title tags and meta descriptions in bulk with GPT for Sheets. It can save you a lot of time, and it's quick and easy to do. So let's jump in. The first thing you're going to need is your non-branded traffic performance. So to do that, I like to go into Google Search Console. In my opinion, it is by far the best data source for non-branded traffic. And then we want to filter out our branded search. So I'm going to open up this new query filter, and I'm going to go to regex. And I like regex because it allows you to add multiple expressions. For example, this is my main one, but if I had other brand spellings that were popular, I could put them in here, and you just use the pipe separator to add in more common branded terms. For me, I have a pretty easy one here, so I'm just using this. Click apply, and it'll filter out all of your branded terms. You could also do other filters like country, like let's say you only operate in the United States. You could do that to see United States only data. You want to get the most accurate data possible to see how your non-branded traffic is doing. Next up, once you're happy with your filters for this, you want to click export and click Google Sheets. It'll take a minute to open up your new Google Sheet report. In the meantime, you could bookmark this tab if you haven't already. It'll allow you to come back to your non-branded traffic anytime in one click, because as you can see, all of the filters and stuff is built right into the URL. So it's pretty handy to bookmark these different kinds of views. All right, here's our report from Google Search Console into Google Sheets. The next thing you're going to need to do is grab my Hitlist tab. So I provide a link to that in my blog post. So head over to the blog and grab the file for it. But I'm just making a new sheet here, and I'm going to go to my Hitlist spreadsheet, copy it all, and then just paste it into this sheet called Sheet 1, and I'm going to rename it in a second here. It'll take a minute to pull it in because it's got a lot of formulas in it. There we go. It asked me if I wanted to crash it, but I said no. All right, so once we have this, you'll see it's got some basic data and a row of formulas here that aren't quite set up. So the next step is to grab the meta description and target keyword. So how we're going to do that is we're going to scrape the data. So you could obviously use a Screaming Frog or something like that, but I'm just going to use this quick web app that I built. So you want to select download as CSV and then head over to my title meta-inator web app. Again, you could use whatever scraping tool you want. I just made this one because it's quick and easy. And then you import your file here, and it'll get to work with scraping all of your title tags and meta descriptions for the URL that you provided. It'll take a minute though, so I'm going to hop back over to this tab and show you a few of the features within this. So like I said, it uses the extension GPT for Sheets, and what that is it allows you to interact with OpenAI right in a spreadsheet. To use it, you'll need to download the plugin. I provide the link for that in my blog post. And once you've added it to Google Sheets, you want to just click Extensions, GPT for Sheets, Enable GPT Functions. And if it's your first time setting this up, it'll ask you for your API key, and it'll also give you the option to do some basic settings. Oh, here we go. It's almost done there. So again, the plugin is free, but the OpenAI API key is not. Like, you need to attach a credit card or something, some kind of billing method to it for it to work. But I use it quite frequently, and it hardly costs more than a few dollars per month. I also have the GPT or the Chat GPT Pro or Plus or whatever it's called, and I spend way less money on the OpenAI stuff, the API stuff, than I do on the Pro subscription. Okay, so our file has finished here. As you can see, it's pulled all of the title tags and meta descriptions for the URLs that we gave it. And we're just going to click download as CSV. If you weren't able to scrape this, you'll have to use a different tool like Screaming Frog or whatever you have. But this tool uses like a fake user agent, so it should get past most websites. I don't know if it'll make it past all of them though. So once you have your export from the scraping app, you just want to add it to a new tab. And I'm going to click Import Data. And it should be called Extracted Metadata. I've had another one there, so I'm just renaming it to Extracted Metadata. And while I'm here, I'm also just going to rename this tab to Hitlist. It's just a slightly better name than Sheet 1. And then you want to basically reload the formulas. How you do that is you just double click on it. So double click on each one. Double click title tag and meta description, and it'll kind of reload the formula. And then you just click and drag, or you can just double click and it'll fill it in for all of your pages. Now that you have the title tag and meta description, all you need to do is add the target keyword, and then you can generate the new title tag and the new meta description. So to generate the target keyword, again, you just need to double click on the formula. Oops, I did not enable GPT functions, so I'm just going to click enable. Okay, there we go, it's enabled. And you can see the target keyword, new title tag, and new meta description is loading. So I like to do the target keyword first because it can throw off the new title tag and meta description if you don't. And what I recommend doing is about 50 at a time. The reason for that is there is a prompt per limit rate. So if you try and do more than if you try and do a ton of prompts at the same time, you'll just get an error message and it'll say that you've exceeded your prompt per limit rate. So you kind of just want to do it, I'd say 50 to 100 rows at a time. And again, this is the GPT attempt to find the target keyword. It does a decent job of finding it. It's not 100% accurate. So again, if it doesn't work well for you, you might have to pull in your own target keyword. You can also mess with the prompts as well. And once you have all of this data, all that's left to do is generate the title tag and the meta description. And the formulas are already built in, so you just need to do that same kind of click and drag thing. I'm going to do 26 columns for both rows, or 26 rows for both columns, because that'll get me about 50, and I won't get any error messages. So as you can see, it is going to work filling in the title tags and the meta descriptions. At this point, you might be wondering, okay, cool, it can do it, but does it make the descriptions decently? And I'd say it does. You're welcome to check it out for yourself and provide your own thoughts. I also provided examples of the results, the output, on my blog post. So as you can see, I got a couple errors here, it's okay. I tried to do too many at the same time. If you get the error, you can just delete it and undo that, and it'll redo the formula. So this one, delete it, undo, and it redoes the formula. So now the last thing to do is to just check the performance score column. I'm going to add a quick conditional formatting just to help understand the scoring. And I'm going to click color scale, and I'm going to go for this one here. On the 50th percentile, that should be fine. It just adds a little bit of color to the score. And how the score works is it'll kind of just benchmark the data and give it a score based on the clicks and impressions. And in the scoring, a low score like 21 here means that we would want to update the title tag or the meta description. But a high score like this, which is 103, we're just going to leave that alone because we're already ranking pretty well. We're getting a 4% click-through rate, and I don't trust that an AI-generated title tag or meta description could outperform the existing one. I'll show you a method for optimizing high competition titles and metas in a second as well. But basically, you just want to look at the ones with low scores and re-optimize those. It's up to you to decide what your threshold would be. So say, for example, I could target anything below 50, below a score of 50 as something that I would like to re-optimize. So once you have that, you got everything you need. What I would recommend doing is just copying and pasting the GPT formulas as plain text, because once you're happy with the output, it can kind of bug out. Like if you have too many formulas, like if you were to reload the page or make changes, it can randomly just start changing everything. So what I do is I take the column and I click copy, and then I just hold Control-Shift-V, and that pastes in the values only. So as you can see, the formulas are gone, and what that does is it avoids them resetting on you. So all that's left for you to do at this point is to go about plugging in your new title tags and meta descriptions. So obviously you could do that with a bulk upload tool, but I'm not going to cover that in this tutorial. But it does give you everything you need to kind of do it one by one. And I'll show you my resource for more competitive pages, which is this AI title and meta description SERP analyzer. I've got a video for it as well. And basically what it's doing that's different is it does your titles and descriptions kind of one by one, but it will give you way more data for one page. So if you have like a high traffic, high competition page, this is your best bet because it's going to scrape all the data and give you multiple recommendations. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me on LinkedIn, join my newsletter, all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching, and hope this helps. You can let me know in the comments or on LinkedIn how it turned out for you, and see you next time.